Hey everybody, how's it going? So I used to do a lot of traveling for Right to Repair before COVID when all the legislatures were open and having a lot of these hearings in person. I would carry around my camera and my microphone equipment and record it. I always thought that one of the best ways to get more engagement towards the issue was if I actually demonstrated to you the lies that many of these lobbyists are able to get away with when they think that nobody is watching. That has worked tremendously well. Many of these videos have gotten over 500,000 to 1 million views with people saying, I can't believe they said that. That part doesn't exist inside a microwave. That's complete BS. That's not how a tractor runs. And I'm happy that that has resulted in a higher level of engagement. There was one event from about 3.5 years ago that will always stick with me. I was testing my equipment, and they have a sound panel for all of their microphones. This typically doesn't turn on until the hearing gets started, and by then it's too late. So I need to see if my wireless microphone is on the right frequency and if I am, getting obstructed by anything. So what I do is instead of plugging my transmitter into the panel, which is not on yet, I'll plug it into a little test microphone that I have with me, and I'll make sure everything works at my station. I walk by, there are two lobbyists that walk by, they kind of roll their eyes at me, and they go on to sit down. And they sat down at a spot very close to the panel. And because they did that, I was actually able to hear what they were saying. And I have a monitor only turn on. It was not recording, and I'm very aggravated at that. But their conversation was very enlightening to me. They, part of it, and I'm going to paraphrase, is, that guy with the YouTube channel thinks that this is all about corruption and money and blah, 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 blah. Well, at the end of the day, none of them act, they don't even realize that the big problem is none of them even bother showing up. And it was interesting to me because they didn't know that I could hear what they were saying. And they're acknowledging that simply people showing up in any way, shape, or form would make their job 100 times harder and perhaps actually result in them losing. This is one of the reasons that I have encouraged the level of engagement that I have over the past year. One of the things that I really enjoyed was doing a trip in Massachusetts last year where I went to every single repair shop in the state and I asked them all how this would affect their business, what kind of business they run, what are they doing, how are things going. And I also tried to get them to engage, to actually speak with their senator or their representative, to give materials to their customers so they may as well, if they believe that they got a good deal on their repair and they want to be able to continue getting it into the future. One of them actually got their senator to co-sponsor a bill. Andy from Salem Techsperts over here, who I'll link to down below, he was taking a shit. And while he was taking a shit, his words, not mine, he remembered that one of his customers was a senator. So he thought, hey, while I'm waiting for this to pass, he was in a Subway. I don't know how old the vegetables are there or anything, but he's probably sitting in the bathroom for a while. As he's taking his shit, he sends an email, and he actually wound up getting an answer. She did an interview with him on his channel, and she co-sponsored the legislation just like that. I'm not asking you to knock on doors. I'm not asking you to give me money. I'm not asking you to visit the Boston State House or take a radical amount of time out of your life. What I'd like to ask of you, and tell me if this is fair, is for you people in Massachusetts at this point in time to put in the same level of effort that Andy did. While you're taking a shit, I would ask of you that you utilize this form at the link down below to figure out who your senator is, and then email them about Senate Bill 166. If this bill does not pass out of committee by February 2nd, this is done until next year. That's it. It doesn't move out of committee by February 2nd. It's gone. And that's that. We have made excellent progress, but this does need to move out of committee. And the chances of it moving out of committee are better if more people are engaged. I want to make that lobbyists' biggest fear come true, that people actually start showing up. Because at the moment, we have a system where nothing gets done. Because nothing gets done, people feel disenfranchised, so they don't bother showing up. But because nobody shows up, that is then used as an excuse to be able to say, look, there's no support for this. Nobody really wants this. Nobody cares, which then results in nothing getting done. It is a vicious cycle, and I need your help to break that cycle. I've done everything that I can do. The people at repair.org have done everything that they can do. Now we need your help. Will you, the next time that you are taking a shit, and I know every single person here watching takes a shit, go to the website down below. Figure out who your senator is. Figure out their contact information in Massachusetts, and then send them something. I've included an example of a canned response down below. Obviously, it would be best if you edited this so it doesn't sound like a bunch of people are spamming them. That's it for today. And as always, I hope you learned something. I'll see you all in the next video. Bye now.